Yet the president likely got to savor a few rare crumbs of comfort on Thursday as he faces down an expansive set of criminal, civil and congressional investigations into his presidency, campaign, business empire and personal life. The Virginia judge who handed Trump's former campaign chairman Paul Manafort a 47-month sentence, far below the federal guidelines for his crimes, also gave Trump a propaganda tool for his fervent effort to discredit Mueller's investigation. Trump had already seized on new doubts about the credibility of his former lawyer Michael Cohen, who branded the president of con man and a liar in a sensational Capitol Hill hearing last week, but who is facing new accusations of perjury. Nothing that happened Thursday lessened Trump's potential legal or political exposure, or repudiated Mueller's investigation, which has uncovered a pattern of lying by Trump acolytes about unexplained ties to Russia. It's a measure of how grim the last few years have been for the president that the jailing of his former campaign chairman could interpret it in any way as good news for his White House. And no one outside Mueller's circle has any idea what his final report, expected to be delivered to Attorney General William Barr soon, will say about the president's conduct. But Thursday's events did raise some political and legal questions about the ambition of Mueller's prosecutors, their tactics when confronted by a skeptical judge, and the credibility being placed in Cohen's deeply damaging testimony against Trump last week. In the win-loss calculation that has characterized Trump's life, the president can extract some advantage from the surprising courtroom drama. Anything that be spun as a blow to the special counsel will be seized on in Trump's conservative media echo chamber in the campaign to bolster the president's standing among core GOP voters that is critical to his long-term viability. Mueller's team had asked for a 19 to 25-year jail term for a tax and finance fraud conviction arising from Manafort's lavish lifestyle as a sharp-suited Uber lobbyist who spun his dark arts for pro-Russia politicians in Ukraine. That would have sent the 69-year-old Manafort to jail likely for the rest of his life. But the less than 4-year term shocked many legal observers and sparked looks of astonishment among prosecutors in Judge T.S. Ellis' courtroom. The judge's leniency does not change the fact of Manafort's conviction by a jury of his peers. A judge in Washington, who has been less well exposed toward Manafort, will sentence him next week in a separate case, in which he has been accused of lying to Mueller and breaching a plea deal. Most observers think he could be facing a decade behind bars in a sentence that could run concurrently or begin after the one handed down Thursday. Whatever happens next week, Ellis effectively handed Trump's team a welcome talking point when he accurately pointed out that the tax and fraud crimes had nothing to do with colluding with Russia and electoral fraud. "I think most importantly what you saw today is the same thing that we said from day one," said Manafort's lawyer, Kevin Downing, outside court. There is absolutely no evidence that Paul Manafort was involved in any collusion with any government official from Russia. Manafort's lawyers had sought to show during the trial that their client was prosecuted more rigorously than another defendant might have been owing to his close links to the president, an argument Ellis seemed to accept. Trump's critics expressed disbelief at Manafort's sentence. The American people would be justified in feeling that there has been some miscarriage of justice here in the leniency of this sentence, Sen. Richard Blumenthal, D. Connecticut, told CNN's Aaron Burnett on Outfront. Freshman Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez blasted Manafort's sentencing as a prime example of sentencing disparities between high and low-income defendants. Paul Manafort getting such little jail time for such serious crimes lays out for the world how it's almost impossible for rich people to go to jail for the same amount of time as someone who is lower income, the New York Democrat tweeted. "In our current broken system, justice isn't blind. It's bought." Ellie Honig, a former federal prosecutor and CNN legal commentator, said that a below-guidelines sentence would have been perfectly fair, but that 47 months is a joke. Steal millions from U.S. government, violate bail, get convicted by jury, fake cooperate, lie to prosecutors, refuse to accept responsibility, and get an enormous break. "That's an unjust sentence," Honig tweeted. In the short term, Trump and his allies are likely to seize upon this sentence to argue that Mueller fell short of his goals after an ambitious trial and reached beyond his mandate by pursuing him at all. The president has mounted a long-term campaign to discredit Mueller and has made a practice of turning any road bump encountered by the special counsel into fodder to try to fan public skepticism of his investigation. Fox News commentator Sean Hannity, an outspoken Trump ally, claimed that Thursday's developments proved that the Mueller probe was a witch hunt, but Trump's efforts to profit from Thursday's sentencing could be undermined as soon as next week when Judge Amy Berman Jackson presides over the next stage in Manafort's legal battle. "This is just halftime as far as the sentencing of Paul Manafort is concerned," said Jack Weiss, a former federal prosecutor on CNN on Thursday. "When the game is over, this will be looking a lot closer to the 10 years than the 5, and Paul Manafort will not be high-fiving." The sentencing, combined with Manafort's failure to express remorse, sparked immediate speculation about the possibility that Trump could pardon his former campaign chair. The statement by Paul Manafort's lawyer after an already lenient sentence, repeating the president's mantra of no collusion, was no accident. It was a deliberate appeal for a pardon. "One injustice must not follow another," Adam Schiff, the California chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, tweeted. Manafort's chances of a pardon may indeed have risen, since to spare him a 47-month sentence may be seen as less politically risky for the president than springing him from a 25-year jail term. But CNN legal commentator Carrie Cordero suggested that the judge's decision to show leniency also could serve to undermine arguments that Manafort deserved further mercy. "It is very hard for the president to now suggest that Paul Manafort has been treated unfairly. He has in fact, by Judge Ellis, been given a bit of grace," Cordero told CNN's Anderson Cooper on AC 360. As Manafort faced his judgment day, Cohen was facing fresh attacks on his credibility amid accusations that he lied to Congress during his explosive testimony last week. Trump's former attorney told lawmakers that he had never asked for and would not accept a pardon from Trump. Yet multiple sources told CNN's Gloria Borger that the prospect of a pardon was raised more than once between Cohen's lawyer and attorneys representing the president. The matter is being investigated in Congress following Cohen's public and private testimony before 3 congressional committees over the past 2 weeks. In question is whether there was an effort to seek a pardon or offer of pardon in exchange for the cooperation who will go to prison in May after admitting tax and financial crimes and lying to Congress. Elijah Cummings, the Maryland Democrat who chairs the House Oversight Committee, said he told Cohen that he would nail you to the cross if he did not tell the truth to lawmakers again. "I'm going to study the transcript first, that's no. 1. I'm going to see what the allegations are and then I'll go from there," Cummings told CNN's Manu Raju. Trump is not waiting for any investigation to take a new shot at his former legal fixer, tweeting an MSNBC headline. Cohen's lawyer contradicts Cohen's testimony about never seeking a presidential pardon.